Welcome to our Dunkin Latte Lounge. We're so excited to have you for our neighbors that are from around the corner and for those of you who are from Chicago. Here. We have a really special treat for you today, and I am delighted to welcome to our stage singer, songwriter, producer, actress. She really does it all, Debbie Gibson.
I know these faces. I know these faces well. Hi, everybody. And a new face for me, and I just realized I left those on the keyboard from Soundcheck, but they're kind of a cute little vibe, right? We'll just leave them. We'll leave them. Hi. Thank you. You sound surprised. Listen, girl, if I'm going to sing a song called Electric Youth, I got to walk the walk. I mean, I didn't mean today, but I can't. Listen, we can kick it off like that if you want. Listen, I wrote this on the piano, which is so wild. Here we go. Zapping it to ya. The pressure is everywhere. Oh yeah, it's going right through ya. The fever's in the air. Oh yeah, it's there. Don't underestimate the power of a lifetime ahead. Electric youth. Feel the power, you see the energy coming up strong. The future only belongs to the future itself, and the future what? Electric youth. That's it. It's true, we can't fight it. Live by it, the next generation. It's electric youth.
Except for Debbie. Okay, so Debbie, that was what a way to kick things off here at our Dunkin'
I
Latte
told you
Lounge.
I don't know what's going to happen as much as you don't know what's going to
I
happen.
have no idea either.
No
I have
idea.
all my questions, but we're just gonna do it.
Let's free flow.
But
My favorite.
we are in the Dunkin' Latte Lounge today, and I actually was told before you came that you're actually a huge fan of Dunkin'.
They'll tell you because
Wait, so I have to be nosy here. Like, what's your order?
it's a strawberry frosted with sprinkles and an original coffee with cream.
Good choice. But like, what's the story?
A small, because I'm already usually amped up. I don't need a lot of caffeine. I nursed that one cup like for 4 hours.
That's amazing.
And you know, I was like one of these people who was like, no wheat, no sugar, no dairy, no life. So I had to kind of like find the balance. And my late great mom, when she had a brain event, and I flew down to Florida, and I was like, get me to the Dunkin' drive-thru now. I needed the comfort food, and I got a French cruller is my other favorite, but they don't have them everywhere anymore. Dunkin', hello, the French cruller. It's a beautiful thing. But I started like with that, and I never looked back because I found that like there's a reason why comfort food's called comfort food, and Dunkin' does comfort food, right? And I am like super sensitive to ingredients, and it always agrees with me, weirdly. I don't know. It's just like an all-American staple. So I love it, and I truly do run on Dunkin'. So I love when like authentic and organic things happen, and you know that I can.
Who is the Dunkin' representative in this room? Because I feel like we need to have this collaboration going.
I mean, Debbie runs on Dunkin'.
Good,
Come on,
she's
come
recording
on.
this. I
No,
really
for
feel like this
real.
should be like an endorsement deal, some sort of opportunity there. But
No, it's a perfect fit. And I remember when my pop soulmate, Joey McIntyre, did like a whole Dunkin' thing in New York City. Your boyfriend? Yes, don't tell Barrett. But I remember him doing one, I'm like, you know, great minds.
yeah,
Yeah,
seriously,
there you
I
go.
love that. If you can bond over your coffee, what else
I
is
know.
there?
I have there is my strawberry frosted with sprinkles in what they put in the green room for me. So I'll have it after I'm done here. I can't wait.
Wow. So, yeah, I have to say, I took a trip down memory lane while I was preparing for this interview, and I almost forgot about this, like core memory unlocked. My mom had rented the VHS tape of your Out of the Blue tour. I don't know how many of those you did, but it was like, went to VHS, and she got it from the local library. And I was just enamored. I did not eat. Yeah, oh, here we go.
I'll just underscore. You talk,
Okay.
I'll play, and then I'll sing
So
it.
I just remember the speech that you made, and you were talking about how people thought you were too young to do this at the time. I think you were only 16 years old.
Yes.
And it spoke to me because I was a little kid, and I was like, wait, I can do anything?
I love that. Okay, I might cry because that's
Sorry.
where.
But I remembered it, and I looked it up on YouTube last night, found the clip, and I was like, wow, like that really sat with me.
Thank you. Thank you. And again, I credit I'll say my parents, because there was nothing, me and my sisters, anything that we dreamt up, they supported, which is amazing. And hopefully all of you parents out there kind of do the same. Like, people would say, what's your fallback plan? And I was like, I'm not going to fall back. I don't have a fallback plan. And that was always it for me. And I knew that if I was not a successful artist, I would be a starving artist, and I'd be standing on a street corner doing what I loved and figuring it out. I mean, I look at our fellow Diamond Richie, who's not here today, but like I love that he's somebody who works 9 to 5, but he has a passion for theater. So he goes and does community theater, and he posts about it, and it's his joy. And so I think artists are artists, and artists are ageless. And it's interesting how in this day and age, it's getting like to be younger and younger. Nobody wants to sign someone 16 because that's too old. But back when I started, they didn't know what to do with a 16-year-old. And since he talked about Out of the Blue, I was going to do a little without you. Without you, I always thought that everything was fine. Without you, never knowing you'd be mine. Suddenly, my world has changed, and I just wonder why. All it took was just one smile. Now with you, out of the blue, love I feel before my eyes with you. Dream come true. I never thought I'd realize what love was, what love was, what love was. Here with you. Thank you.
That was so wonderful.
I want to know why the tears today. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Well, I just loved, as you know, I love to see people living their passion, you know, and again, an artist's calling is just that. And I did always feel like, it's funny because I felt like I was meant to wave the flag of agelessness as a kid, and I'm waving the same flag now because I'm like, you're never too young to do something, you're never too old to do something. Like, I remember my mom always saying, oh, I wish I could play the piano. And to anybody who wants to do something out there, we're so brainwashed and programmed into thinking you're supposed to wear certain things at certain ages and not attempt to do certain things at certain ages. My best chapter is right now. No joke. And I'm always like, if you're going to be 5 years older anyway, be 5 years older with some new skill or new adventure under your belt. Like, you all know I found my RV adventure the last year and a half. I mean, it has opened up so much freedom for me and connection to people and a new community. And like, I never would have guessed that would have been so profound after 50. You know, it just doesn't matter. And it didn't matter to me back then. And I'm so glad that you received that message back then. That makes me so happy.
And I remember that. I was like, wow, like I really let that sit with me because you're always told, like, people always love to discourage. Like, what is that?
Yes.
Why?
What is that?
It's like, every day should be your best day. You should be living your best life. And I feel like you are probably the most comfortable person in your own skin, and you are someone to look up to.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I mean, look, we're going to go back here and in Foolish Beat, okay?
As a songwriter, whenever you hear someone say, that's my song, it's like, again, I'm not a mom of human babies, but the songs are my babies. So you've just complimented my kid. Thank you. Thank you on behalf of Foolish Beat.
You broke records with that because you were the youngest. Like, you didn't just sing a song; you wrote the song. It is your baby. And let's see, you actually were the youngest artist in history to write, produce, and perform on the Billboard Hot 100. Do you still hold this record to this day?
I'm the youngest female. And I think am I the second youngest female as well? Yes.
Wow, I should have just asked you.
I'm my runner-up, which is nuts. But yeah, I'll do a little bit of it for you, and then and then we'll talk about it. I'll do. I could never love again the way I loved you. No, no, no. I could never cry again like I did when I left little bit for you.
Wow.
But yeah, so I think, it's interesting. A lot of people don't really know what it means to produce, because some people think of like movie producers, executive producers, like they're paying for things or putting people together. But in the studio, really what it is, and again, I encourage people who don't even have a musical background, like if you have a vision, if you can hear in your head what you want something to sound like, and you can find the words. Now, it helps to have a musical background to be like, hey, that's a B flat minor seventh chord, not a... But you can get there even without that. If you can communicate your vision to people and you can not stop until it is coming out of the speakers the way you heard it in your head, essentially, then you can produce. And so I always felt like there wasn't this big mystery to it, and that simplicity was key for this song. And I knew what I wanted it to sound like. And I was doing these demos in my garage. I was like splicing tape. In fact, you radio folks will appreciate this.
Real to
because
real.
I was like, KTU has got the music I thought was only in my dreams. And I was doing like but that wasn't even the chords. Hold on. Let's see. Wait. Let's see. I would go like, no, only in my dreams. KTU has got the music. Now, how did I do like every station in the country? I just went like, KTU. Like, how Donny Osmond does those smash-up cards, and it's like your name and age are magically, right? So I used to do that in my little garage studio and then splice the tape myself, and we would cart it off to all the stations around the country. It was insane. It's like before you could edit things in Reels and on GarageBand.
I'm gonna have you come upstairs
but
after
yeah.
this and edit some of my callers, actually.
It's
not
so
easy.
crazy. It's so crazy. But yeah, my point in saying that is like we just had the vision, and I say we because my mom and I were really partners in crime on this. And she was like, how do we get the music direct? And this is why I've always loved radio. And I always love coming back to radio because that is how music got directly to the people. And people would have that cassette ready to record the song and the breaks, right? Which is why I'd be like, world premiere. I remember when Lost in Your Eyes came out, and it was like, the world premiere, so nobody could like tape it and steal it and all of those things. And I always loved about radio, there still is a romance to me where like, because everything is streaming now, I love that like, I've always felt like, God, 1 million people are sitting in their cars right now, or their offices or their rooms, and they're all kind of being forced to hear my song at the same time. Like they're captive, but there's like a communal energy to that to me. You know what I mean? So it's always, and New York radio, back when KTU was hot. I mean, God, it's been hot 97 and hot 103, right? All of the things. And Steve Ellis was here, and Steve Ellis broke my record, the late great Steve Ellis, and I just will never forget it. And New York radios. To be here today with like the old chapter, the new chapter, it's very profound for me.
Well, it's funny you bring up the old chapter, the new chapter. Foolish Beat like has lyrics that, I'm sorry, like a middle-aged woman like me would write. Like, where did you find the maturity at this age? And also what I want to know is how do you, with music that's
and she
new
looks
to
30, by the way, but whatever. Go ahead, yes.
Thank you. Music that's like newer to you. Like how do you still stand by the lyrics that you wrote 30 years ago?
Yeah, here's the beauty of writing when you're younger is that you're writing so simply that like, and I was kind of writing from my puppy love experiences and from listening to the angst of my older sisters in the house and all of their makeups and breakups and all of that. And then as you get older, the beauty of performing out of the blue just now, I performed it at a wedding the other day. And when you take it into the realm of a wedding or the birth of a baby, or I was just writing about this guy who appeared on my doorstep from elementary school to high school out of the blue. But you take it later in life, and it's like it was a pencil sketch, and then you fill it in with your life experience. And even just a simple line like, can't you see I'm not fooling nobody? How many of us are like going through heartbreak and we're walking around going, and the modern version of that for me is, this is me not loving you. On my new album is like, the themes are the same. No more stones to weather. Saying what else could I do? But it's the same concept, and it's like, the lyrics have gotten more intricate and richer, but the themes in our lives of like, I'm walking around pretending to not be heartbroken today because I'm at work and I'm putting my face on, and all of those universal themes are always the best things to write about.
And I guess you can take these themes and just apply them to your lives, right? Like, I feel like we all relate to your music in that way. Now, you brought up The Body Remembers.
Yes.
And what was so special about this is that this is the first new material in 20 years. Like, what made you decide, okay, now? What was it, 2021?
Yeah, 2021 it came out. During the pandemic, I really was writing. I was writing songs really because we were all kind of like so confused by what was happening in the world. And, you know, many of us were like me. When I was not taking out the trash and heels, I was in the fetal position like everybody else going, oh my God, what's happening? But it also is such a time of reflection. And so, like, for things, I had a very challenging chapter in health, in love, in finances. Like, check all the boxes of all the stressors we've all been through. I had this crazy decade, and I was looking for a way through it. And music for me was the way through it. And so I started writing, and I thought it was going to be a dance EP that I was doing. Like, it just felt that way. Like, there was this song, you lit me out when baby you called me a crazy man. You saved me, now I'm one step closer to love. I'm flipping it back, you're missing it this. Keep kissing it one step closer to love. Now that sounds like fun, you know, like me, the same me who wrote Only in My Dreams all these years later. But the beauty of that song is it's really about getting one step closer to maybe your next love or self-love. I mean, the layers have changed for how I write songs. But so I started writing that, and why be ordinary when you can be legendary? And when I started writing Legendary, I was like, okay, it's not going to be a dance EP. Called my manager. I think there's richer stuff happening. And not only did it become a full-fledged album, it became a double album, which is wild. But I waited so long, and I had so much to say.
Okay, like, how many songs did you have on there?
What is there, 16?
15?
15
songs.
So yeah, so there was I told you they know more about my career than me.
I'm going to address
I
all
can't keep
future
track
questions.
of everything like they do. They're just, you know, the Diamond Detective Agency. But yeah, so including we remade, Joey McIntyre and I remade Lost in Your Eyes.
So I actually want to ask about that, because I know when you did the mixtape tour, is this when it all came together? Joey had approached you and asked if you could duet on your biggest hit?
Yeah, he still laughs about. He's like, yes, I had some cojones. I called and was like, hi, I haven't seen you in decades. Do you want to duet on your biggest hit on the mixtape? I'm no dummy.
How did you
I was
feel?
like, that's going to be magical. Well, at first I was like a little like, huh, right? Because I had never thought of it.
That's your baby.
It's my baby. I had performed it myself for 30 years, and I had never envisioned it as a duet. And when he said that, I couldn't have imagined that what the biggest comment we got afterwards was, that was my crush and my idol singing together. Aww. And that's powerful, right? That's powerful. Like, that's not wasted on me. And I feel like he and I are so similar in that we've always been super like, we're people. We live very normal lives off the stage. Like, we really connect in so many of those ways. He was just at my birthday party dinner last week in LA.
Happy birthday.
And I'm like, thank you. And I'm like, Vegas again, Joe. I'm getting Barrett on the case. Come on. But yeah, and then he and I did Vegas together, and we remade the song and all of the things.
I mean, that's just beautiful. So you also had the Body Remembers Encore tour, but I want to talk, we did a little bit of the past, we did a little bit of the present, but future, let's talk about Winterlicious.
Oh, yes. The holiday tour is coming up again. Jingle those bells, oh, jingle those bells. We're just doing Christmas in, what is it, September? Jingle those bells, oh, jingle those bells. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. But it's just Christmas in July works, Christmas at Christmas works.
Christmas anytime
September,
works.
I don't know. But anyway, yeah, so I'm doing, I did my first ever holiday record last year. And I got to duet with my dad, who turned 80 this past year. We did I'm dreaming of a white it was so magical singing with him. So my tour is happening this year. It's more of like mini residencies in New York and LA and Dayton, Vineland, and the Poconos to kind of kick things off. And it's that too. It's so wild. I did 2 albums in 2 years and the first ever holiday record. So it's been a bit of an aggressive chapter, we call it.
Very ambitious.
Very ambitious. That's why August found Heather and I, found me on the beach in Malibu in my RV. It found Heather in Mexico, and we're getting the engines fired up again now. But we kind of needed, it was kind of felt like a 6-year process that we just didn't stop. And we're not stopping anytime soon either. But yeah, and yes. And the last single off of, I assume it's going to be the last, but you never know with us. She's like, I think it's last. No, Love, you don't think so? One more? Listen, I was being conservative because I thought Heather was going to be like, heck no more. But, Love Don't Care, the song, which we're going to, I'm in no rush, but whenever we're done, we're going to have a big Love Don't Care dance party.
Yes.
But yeah, that song for me was I grew up with someone left the cake out in the rain. I don't think that I've never played that on the piano in my life, and probably just shouldn't have because I don't remember how it goes. But and Last Dance and those Donna Summer with the big dramatic breaks, those disco songs, and so people like Lizzo and Dua Lipa who brought disco back in a modern way. I wanted to kind of combine all those influences with Love Don't Care, and yeah. Love that song and that video. The video just hit 1 million views. Thank you, everybody.
Congratulations.
And a lot of this crew right here was in it. I always listen so my diehard community, for lack of a better word, fans, but I think of them as family. My Diamond Deb heads, they've been with me for every twist and turn of my career. There's hundreds and hundreds of them, and we put the call out, and you guys showed up for me today, and I love that. And because I have had a lot of twists and turns where it's not always, again, it's been this chapter where, hi, I'm invited to the Dunkin Latte Lounge at iHeart. That's very modern landscape, right? And there have been moments where I'm not invited to be a part of the modern landscape. No matter what we do, it just doesn't happen because I've learned in this business, it's just your number's up. It's not, you're here, you're there. And you learn how to just have this resolute faith and confidence in what you do. And you're I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. Not going to waver, and that spotlight's going to come back around when it's meant to connect with people, and that's what's been happening. But at the times it wasn't happening, these guys were there. So, thank you.
Those are your diehards.
These are my people.
I love it.
They're my positive
listen,
vibe tribe.
I think any artist will tell you, especially now, with our attention spans, it's really hard to stay in the spotlight and just expect to be in it all the time. But the fact that you've had this over 30-year career and you keep doing it because you love it so much, I think it's that passion that speaks to you.
It is the passion. Listen, after the last tour, again, my team and I were exhausted. We were oh, we need a break. And I performed the other night at this wedding as it's a friend of a friend, and I said, I want to go do this. And the adrenaline and the endorphins and the connection, I'm I want to be back on tour again right now. It really is so addictive, when you do what you love and you get to, I always say communing through music with people is just, to me, the greatest gift of my lifetime. I can't think of anything better.
And what I think is beautiful is the fact that you're able to marry the past to the now, and you still have your best to come.
Thank you. Thank you.
Debbie Gibson, everyone. This has been such an incredible experience. And I'm going to let you play us out with whatever you would like.
I think we're going to do our dance party. I'm going to bring the mic out and have you guys sing with me. Because this song sounds best with the full production. Hold on. I have to go around the other way. Hold on. But yeah, I've been writing new stuff even in the last month that feels like the next chapter to come. It's been incredible. I think if you keep, as an artist and as a writer, if you keep living your life and adding those layers to your life, then that's where that inspiration comes from. And I've gone through angsty and euphoric things in life and love and all of it in the last, this summer. And so the music that's coming out of that and discovering the Malibu beach, the RV park, I'm just expanding my horizons, and the music's really kind of reflecting that, and I can't wait for you all to hear it. But now let's have a little Love Don't Care moment. Crank it up, Chris.
On the phone next to her.
Will he text her? No. She knows he already knows. She put her heart on that post, just hoping he would notice. You know it's out of your control. Take it from me, girl, I know love don't care if you're ready, and love don't care a thing about time. Love don't care if you're strong or unsteady. Don't give a damn who you got on your mind. I think you guys need to get up. Come on. You think I learned it by now, but here I am, and how am I to fight this feeling? Here I'm saying all this stuff, but I'm no match for your love. It's my heart taking the beating. I can't pretend I can't let go. Oh man, I know love don't care if you're ready, and love don't care a thing about time.
Love don't care if you're stronger and steady. Don't give a damn. We got on your mind.
Go, Nicholas, go! Oh yeah, love will break. Wait, I wrote this, right? Love, I'm still gonna give you a chance. Here we go. My little homage to Jersey Boys, Frankie Valli, this horn section. Love, I care, and I'm ready. Yeah, I'm right there, and I'm taking you on. Take my hand, hold me steady, 'cause love, you're the stuff dreams all built upon. 6, 7, 8. Love don't care if you're ready, and love don't care a thing about time. Love don't care if you're strong or unsteady. Don't give a damn what you got on your mind. It's 2 a.m., she's alone, head on the pillow, the phone next to her. Will he text her? No. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, thank you. Love don't care, but iHeart does, and KTU does, and Dunkin does, and the Diamonds do. Woo! Thank you guys so much. All right, a little bit of it. Here we go. Okay. Okay, and you guys can sing with me, maybe. It's the after party. I get lost in your eyes, and I feel my spirits rise and soar like the wind. Oh, is it love that I am in? Oh, I get weak in a glaze. Is in this what's called romance? And now I know, 'cause when I'm lost I can't just fine. Don't know why. Some things that we can't deny. And when I first knew was when I first looked at you. Okay, I'm doing the whole thing, I guess. Almost. And if I can't find my way, if salvation seems worlds away, I'll end it here. I'll be found when I am lost in your eyes. Oh. Thank you. Thank you. I did almost the whole thing. I want to do one more little thing that I just thought of in tribute to 9/11, if you don't mind. Okay, I'm winging this. I don't know. Let's see. Heather's like, what is it? I don't know what's going to happen. Start spreading the news. I'm leaving today. I want to be a part of it. New York, New York. These vagabond shoes are longing to stray right through the very heart of it. New York, New York. I wanna wake up in the city that doesn't sleep, to find I'm king of the hill, top of the heap. These little town blues I'm melting away. I'm gonna make a brand new start of it in old New York. Oh, if I can make it there, I'll make it anywhere. It's up to you, New York. You came through, New York. I'm proud to be a part of you, New York, New York. Oh, New York. Thank you. That song just speaks to the resilience of New York. I used to do it on auditions as a kid and just came to me to do. So sending everybody love today who lost anybody, and just for everybody who's feeling the energy. I woke up feeling it, but I'm so happy to be communing with all of you today and doing something joyful in honor of everybody who lost their lives. So here's to New York.